we'll start off with boxing this morning where Moses Itauma says Filip Hrgovic's comment are starting to wind him up before the IBF heavyweight world title fight this Saturday. Well, the victory at the O2 Arena would mean 21-year-old Itauma becomes the second youngest heavyweight world champion in history, behind only Mike Tyson. Of the British fighter is the favorite going into the contest, but Hrgovic has been trying to taunt his rival by calling him a kid and inexperienced. He says, come on, this man is taunting me and it's beginning to get to me. So I tell myself there's nothing that this Hrgovic guy can do to get in my head, but he's starting to wind me up. In an interview earlier, apparently he said, I wake up and I just hug trees. He's really starting to annoy me. Well, we know boxing is not just what we see in the ring. Most times you try to get into your opponent's head, you try to crawl under their skin as well. It also helps most times. What we're waiting for Saturday, will we see the second youngest heavyweight champion in boxing history? And the man is about to make history if that finally happens. We'll run along to tennis now, where Martin Damm stoned top seed Daniel Medvedev 7-5, 6-3 at the Winston-Salem Open on Tuesday, which was just yesterday, claiming his biggest career win by ATP rankings. Damm, who's 22, he's competing this week at a career high number 92 in the ATP rankings, and by upsetting the 2018 Winston-Salem champion Medvedev, Damm has earned his first career top 10 win. Now he awaits 15th seed Fabian Marozsan, who defeated Miomir Kecmanovic 6-3, 6-4 and marked the Hungarian's third win over the Serbian since mid-June, having also defeated Kecmanovic in Halle and Mallorca. Second-seeded Italian Luciano Dadderi also outstayed countryman Mattia Belushi 2-6, 6-4, 6-2, and third-seed Ignacio Bush also overcame Adam Wolchen 6-2, 5-7, 6-3. It's more of a preparatory gown for superstars who are trying to look forward to the US Open. And now to the US Open proper. Belinda Bencic and Flavio Cobolli spoiled their star-studded party at the US Open yesterday when they delivered a composed performance to dispatch Carlos Alcaraz and Serena Williams 5-4, 4-1 to advance to the semi-finals of the US Open mixed doubles. A few hours after defeating Alexander Zverev and Taylor Townsend 4-2, 4-2 in the first round, Bencic and Cobolli returned to the court with a similar intent to defeat 7-time singles major champion Alcaraz and 23-time singles major champion Serena Williams. Alcaraz and Williams started their partnership with a flourish yesterday when they defeated double stars Erin Rutslev and Leod Glasgow, but could not hold out against fellow singles standouts Bencic and Cobolli, who held their nerve in the crucial minutes in the first set before powering to victory in just 55 minutes. Alcaraz, who is back in action for the first time since suffering a right wrist injury in April, admitted he was nervous about his return but enjoyed competing again. In other action, top seeds Novak Djokovic and Arina Zabalenka fell to double standouts Katerina Siniakova and Henry Patton 4-1, 2-4, 10-2 in the first round. Siniakova and Patton then fell to Gael Monfils and Lina Svitolina as the married couple defeated the double stars 5-4, 4-5, 10-8 to advance to the last four. Monfils and Svitolina will play Bencic and Cobolli in the last four. A lot of other matches in that particular category. just take one story before we move completely and go talk football. 16-year-old Kristina Lutova kicked off a Grand Slam career with a straight set win yesterday in the first round of US Open qualifying in New York. While Lutova will burst into the spotlight by winning the Memphis Classic to become the second youngest champion on a WTA tour and only the 10th player to win a title in a WTA tour debut, led Tatiana Pozrova 6-4, 4-2 in her first match at the Grand Slam, including juniors. She managed to hold the nerve and complete the 6-4, 4-6, 6-2 win in 2 hours and 10 minutes. And she would next face Lola Radivojevic, who defeated another opponent 6-4, 6-3. So we expected quite a lot of intensity in the US Open qualifying round. Now we'll take that quick breather now. When we're back, we'll talk about football stories all the way. You get to be a part of the show as well as we look at everything that's happened when we are talking about football stories all the way. We'll be right back.
The Planet Sports 101.1 FM brings you up to speed with all sporting events. Tune in to Planet 101.1 at 7:30 for your sports updates. We talk sports.
We'll get started almost immediately. Well, Nigeria preparing for the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup. It is worthy to note that Nigeria, Brazil, and the United States are set to make history by becoming the only three nations to have participated in every edition of the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup since the tournament was inaugurated in 2002. Or the trio had featured at every edition of FIFA Premier Global Competition for Women's Youth Football, with the 2026 tournament set to mark the 12th edition of the championship. Well, Nigeria's Falconets have been one of the most consistent teams in the history of the competition. They've twice reached the final, finishing runners-up in 2010 and 2014, while also recording several deep runs at the tournament. For Nigeria, continued participation is particularly significant as the Falconets remain an important pathway for developing players for the senior Super Falcons. We're looking forward to extending this remarkable record while competing for another opportunity to lift the coveted trophy. Just before we leave Africa, Marcelin Bukove has been elected as the new president of the Benin Football Federation. Well, Bukove emerged victorious just yesterday following the elective General Assembly held at the Apro Miserete Excellent Center in Benin Republic. Well, he succeeds Mafarin De Chakas, who's led the federation since 2018 and will serve a 4-year term covering the 2026 to 2030 period. Well, the election ushers in a new chapter for Beninese football, with Bukove now responsible for steering the FBF and implementing its development plans and ambitions over the coming years. Well, congratulations to the man. We're hoping for more to come, especially for the Benin side. Yesterday we had the PFA Awards night. Yes, different players had to dazzle in their tuxedos and ties and everything. But at the end of it was Manchester United captain Bruno Fernandes and Manchester City forward Khadija Shaw, who won the PFA Men's and Women's Player of the Year awards. It's also worthy of note to identify that both were previously named the Football Writers Association Men's and Women's Footballers of the Year for the 2025-2026 season. In case you forgot, Fernandes broke the record last season for the most assists in a single Premier League campaign with 21, and is the first United player to win the award since Wayne Rooney in 2010. It's also a second win in 3 seasons for Shaw, who secured her third consecutive Women's Super League Golden Boot with 21 goals as Manchester City were crowned champions. City defender Nico O'Reilly succeeds Morgan Rogers as Men's Young Player of the Year, with the versatile 21-year-old cementing his place in the starting 11 as well. He contributed 8 goal involvements, 5 goals and 9 clean sheets in 34 league outings, scoring twice, and was named Player of the Match as City beat Arsenal in the League Cup final. Arsenal's Olivia Smith retained her crown as the Women's Young Player of the Year, becoming only the second player after English international Lauren Hemp to win the award on multiple occasions. She scored 10 goals in all competitions after joining the Gunners for £1 million last summer from Liverpool. Let's just take a look at the PF Team of the Year. The Premier League Team of the Year, as voted for by the players, was dominated by champions Arsenal and runners-up Manchester City. Remember, Arsenal only conceded 27 goals last season, so that was a very impressive record. Premier League Team of the Year included David Raya from Arsenal, Jordan Timber from Arsenal, William Saliba from Arsenal, Gabriel Magalhaes from Arsenal, Nico O'Reilly from Manchester City, Bruno Fernandes of Manchester United, Declan Rice of Arsenal, Ryan Cherky of Manchester City, Antoine Semenyo of Manchester City, Erling Haaland of Manchester City, and Igor Thiago of Brentford. So basically only 2 players out of that team which do not play for Arsenal and Manchester City, that Bruno Fernandes and Igor Thiago. Well deserving. Well, it's your turn to talk about it. 0806-804-5443. Did you have any, should I say, controversial exclusion from the awards yesterday? Let's look at the WSL Team of the Year as well. Hannah Hampton from Chelsea, Kirsten Kasparich from Manchester City, Toko Koga from Tottenham, Ellie Carpenter from Chelsea, Emily Fuchs from Arsenal, Yu Hasegawa from Manchester City, Mariona Caldenti from Arsenal, Jess Park of Manchester United, Bonnie Shaw of Manchester City, Alessia Russo of Arsenal, and Lauren James of Chelsea. That was the female PF Team of the Year. Good morning, welcome to the show.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Victor.
Yeah, good morning, Fun.
Yeah, talk to us.
I'm really happy with the champion, the player of match that really went down yesterday. It's going to be yet another time for all the teams that participate. Though my team Chelsea is not there. But for the loss of the game, that should not stop us by supporting any team that we like or trust. Let me advise the under 20 women that as their competition are pushing, you need to try their best to focus and go and make a success story. That's my big thank you for everyone.
Thank you for stopping by, Victor. We do appreciate. Well, yesterday in the EFL Cup, we had a few games, a lot of games actually. Cardiff City lost to Norwich 2-1. Doncaster lost to Middlesbrough 3-1. Barnsley defeated Crewe by 3-2. Blackburn lost to Sheffield United 2-1. We'll come back to that. Good morning, welcome to the show.
Yeah, Mr. Big Stepper.
Welcome, Nani. Go ahead. Hello.
Brother, the award yesterday, I was pleased with it. But the only wrong thing is I've not seen any Manchester United player making it. It's a big pity.
Bruno Fernandes
we have started it again this time very poorly.
Okay.
But I believe they will bounce back.
All right.
That's my thank.
All right. Thank you for stopping by. We appreciate. Ipswich Town defeated Leicester City 3-1 yesterday. Coventry City, just like I told you, got off to a good start with Tawoni scoring and assisting in the first few minutes of that game. They defeated Plymouth by 4-2. Wolverhampton Wanderers got 2 goals past Sheffield Wednesday, 2-0. Southampton lost by 4-1 to West Ham. Reading defeated Stevenage by 3-0. Hull City, a side that beat Manchester United, were unable to defeat Stoke City in normal time. That came out to reach penalties. Of course, Hull City got the win in the penalty shootout. Leighton Orient and Warsaw also played out a goalless draw in regulation time and had to go to penalties, and Leighton Orient progressed in that particular game. Peterborough also thrashed Watford by 5 goals to 1. Brentford also thumping Birmingham by 6 goals to 1. Nottingham Forest lost to Leeds in the space of 3 days. Another loss to Leeds United. It ended 2 goals to 0. Oliver Glasner starts 2 live, and Nottingham Forest has not been the dream start lots of people expected. A goal by Daniel James in the 50th minute was enough to kick things up for Leeds United in the EFL Cup, and James Johnston completed the win in the 75th minute of action. Well, today we'll have a few games in the Spanish La Liga. We have Real Madrid against Real Sociedad. 8 p.m. is the time. The second La Liga game for Real Madrid. The first game was more of a fight, a scramble, a scruffle, whatever you want to call it now. But Real Madrid would have the opportunity to kick off their season at the Estadio Santiago Bernabeu. Is Yan Diomande finally going to get his first start for Real Madrid? Last game, he was brought off the bench to replace Arda Güler. Jose Mourinho has been talking to the press. He's saying, come on, we need all the players. All the players are important. We don't need just 12, 13 players. We need the whole squad. In the EFL Cup would also have Bradford against Burnley by 7:45 p.m. Newcastle against West Brom, same time. Same time Tottenham would face Charlton, and Preston North End would play Everton by 8 p.m. So those are some of the huge games expected today. Yesterday as well, you had a game in the Spanish La Liga where, of course, Omar Sadiq's Valencia lost to Real Betis. That game ended 1 goal to 0. Real Betis have gotten 2 wins in 2 games so far this particular season. Well, let's move to a story that broke the internet. Yesterday, Nottingham Forest agreed a club record fee. Gonna guess who they agreed that fee for? Liam Delap. A man who signed for £30 million to Chelsea and scored just 1 goal. Just 1 Premier League goal. Well, he's moved for £50 million. How do Chelsea keep doing this? Looks like if you want to sell your market, just go to Chelsea. Tell them, please, help me sell my market. The 23-year-old is expected to undergo a medical and sign a long-term contract at the City Ground this particular week. Well, his move comes a year after he joined Chelsea from Ipswich Town amidst competition from Manchester United and Everton. And Chelsea made him available for sale this summer after he scored just 1 Premier League goal in a previous campaign disrupted by shoulder and hamstring injuries. Forest have already signed defender Ousmane Dembélé from Sporting for £34 million alongside free agent Austrian midfielder Javier Schlager and goalkeeper Steve Bender. They've sold English midfielder Elliot Anderson to Manchester City for a club record with £116 million and striker Taiwo Awoniyi to Coventry for £9 million. Well, they've already got 2 strikers at the team. About Chris Wood and Igor Jesus, who failed to find the target in both games by Forest season. Talking about their 1-0 defeat by Leeds in their home Premier League opener on Saturday, and also that game yesterday. So the question is, would Liam Delap have a different fortune at Nottingham Forest? 086-804-5443. We're still taking calls. We'll take that intermittently as we move to the transfer session, the gossip session, but we'll get there in a minute. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, Palestina.
Yeah, good morning. Talk to us.
That's Tony, I'm calling from Sugar.
All right.
Palestina, I'm so delighted to get this Deadwood out of my team, Chelsea. I so wish that I am so elated that Chelsea has done brisk business with Nottingham Forest over the transfer of Liam Delap. He has not been firing well for my team Chelsea throughout last season, and I don't know why Chelsea even. I know that the reason why Chelsea has been bringing this type of players is that each time their former team play against Chelsea, they will be scoring, just like Welbeck now. But I hope that Welbeck's case will not be the same as Liam Delap. He should be firing the goals in, even though he's old, now that he's been transferred to Chelsea. Big business, very good one. And I wish that other players too would soon be sold out of Chelsea so that the squad will be lighter. I wish them the best of luck in their respective new teams. Thank you very much for having me.
Good place to live. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Good morning, Top Gunner.
From PFA Player of the Year goes to a wrong person. That's my own thinking. You could have Declan Rice. Not that I'm Arsenal legend. Then I heard that normalization committees have come out with 35 points. Fani Amu has run away. To me, that normalization committee is just running around in circles. They can't give us tangible answers. Let the president ban them or sports minister, let all of them go. These people are giving us zero result. Thank you for having me.
All right, thank you for stopping by. Good morning, welcome.
My friend, good morning, my friend.
Good morning, welcome.
Thank you, my friend. My team says we will play Ghana Cup tomorrow. Do one thing for me. My team said you don't have a good goalkeeper. If you see a good goalkeeper, let me give my team. But this season, I want them to carry the cup, and I wish them good luck. They will win. Thank you, the Blues, for that. God bless.
Thank you for keeping it short. Good morning, welcome.
Yeah, good morning, my brother.
Good morning. Your name, where you calling from?
Mr. Williams, calling from Idonibon.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, I saw Chelsea fans celebrating very seriously yesterday that Liam Delap had finally left to their club. I was like, I was very, very, should I say, happy in a way. I laughed, let me say so, because when Liam Delap came, they were saying we have signed the best striker in the world, and just 1 season after, he was wanted out by Chelsea fans. That finally they sold him out. But you said that Chelsea knows how to do business, sell players. Well, that's true in a way. But in the other hand, if you look at the wage structure of Chelsea, they don't really pay players very high wages that will make teams that will come to buy to think of how to pay those players high wages, and that will always influence what they want to pay. Yeah, Delap was earning just 100 at Chelsea. So the club coming to sign him, they will really pay. They would like to pay high, whatever Chelsea talk, because highest they'll pay him will be not even up to 150. So one of the things that makes Chelsea able to sell players, comparing to Arsenal, you look at the wage structure of Arsenal pays their players very high. Like Martinelli is earning 180 something at Arsenal, and so which team want to sign him, pay high, and then still pay him every amount as salary. So that's one of the things that makes Chelsea be able to sell their players high. But all the same, congratulations to them. Arsenal should sign players, please, to boost that team.
All right, thank you for stopping by. Now let's look at some of the stories I've got here. Yes, talking about transfers. Well, Aston Villa have made an offer for Crystal Palace and French striker Jean-Philippe Mateta, although it falls well below the London club's evaluation of the player. Villa also on the verge of agreeing a 70 million euros deal to sign Chelsea and Senegal striker Nicolas Jackson. Chelsea's just clearing the market. They're clearing house at the moment. Manchester United are also considering making contact with Stuttgart over a potential move for 20-year-old German defender Finn Gels. Manchester City will submit an offer for Argentina midfielder Enzo Fernandez before the end of the transfer window to Chelsea. But Tottenham could hijack Napoli's pursuit of Marseille and Algeria winger Amin Gouiri, who's 26. Newcastle will also submit a final offer worth 60 million euros for Lille and Belgium forward Matheus Fernandes Pardo. The Leeds United and Crystal Palace have registered an interest in Everton and Ireland defender Jack O'Brien. Nottingham Forest are also in talks with Corinthians for a move for 20-year-old Brazil midfielder André. While Hull City have agreed a deal with Union Berlin to sign 21-year-old Elias Ansa, and the deal for the German forward will total more than 20 million euros. Those are some of the transfer gossip we have this morning, and that's about the size of the show. We'll be back in the afternoon, 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. We'll look at all these stories extensively, 60 minutes to look at football, and then we'll also have your take on the show as well. More time to talk to you and more time to do proper, extensive analysis. The big stepper is